to Pinnacle line, right? So Pinnacle's offering, something like -105 line, let's just say, but it is a discounted line. Is that possible?
Okay, so you want to use 100% Pinnacle.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's exactly what you want to.
let's assume that if we were to.
Okay,
What do you
let me
think?
see. Well, the market is very limited, and we're still working on some. Well, it's pretty much complete already. For example, Bet 105 is using it.
Right.
Um, there are some struggles still with markets like props and stuff like that because of the way they send the information. So we have to map it. Mostly for everything else is fine. Um, but yes, it's very limited and they tend to take down the lines constantly. So that will be something to consider. Um, but yes, if that's what you need, that can be done. No problem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And
It's been a while.
you want to use exclusively Pinnacle in your line set, or is it that you want to use the the line set that Bet 365 Bet 105 is using?
Bet 105 is Justin, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Justin. I think he's using Pinnacle lines, right?
Yeah, they are using Pinnacle mostly, but they are also using Crease in some of the markets. Um, the thing to consider when using just one feed is that we usually have a way to, or different ways to defend ourselves in case that something fails with a feed. So, for
Uh-huh.
example, we have things like a book count. We have things like um, I forgot the name, but um, well, we have different stuff that prevents whenever a wrong line is coming in that the system would automatically take the line down or just keep the other ones that are good and remove the one that is incorrect. So using just one book on the feed just leave you open to mistakes from the feed. That has happened already with Bet 105. Like the feed for some reason it's coming flip, or the feed kept the line stale for a while. Then in those specific cases we don't have a way to protect them to avoid wagers coming in wrong lines or stale lines, stuff like that. But in general, well, we've been working with it for, I think, more than a year already. We've done a lot of work on it and a lot of improvements on that specific feed. Um, we don't have as much struggle now as we used to have at the beginning, of course.
Uh-huh.
But it is always better to have different options in case that something is not right with the feed or within a specific game. That we have a way to protect the book on having incorrect lines. So if you decide to go with the one specific book, um, that will be a responsibility of the book, right? Of the partner on taking that decision.
I understand. Yeah, so that's a good point, Lisa. So I guess, that's where I'm trying to get at, like if we were to choose Pinnacle lines feed, um,
Mm-hmm.
like what are, some of the negatives, like are we able to
Mm-hmm.
do it? Like I know
Mm-hmm.
that Justice been doing it, which I'll ask him, a little bit later. I have been talking to him just to get his take on it, but
Mm-hmm.
like you said, like if they take the line down, which I didn't know that they did, but is there a prevention for that? Things like that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, there's always a risk, right? As
Yeah.
we do have on everything else, but along the way we've come with different options and different things to prevent things from happening, and having just one feed minimize the alerts and the risk of getting incorrect lines or incorrect bets. So it can sure be done because the line set is already, you already have a line set specifically for you. We can just wait it if that's what you want. It can be done at any moment. I can do it right now if you need to, but there are things to consider before making that change. And of course, the markets will be a lot less than what we actually have on both life and pre-match. Mostly life because they don't have as much life as we do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Louis, yeah.
Yeah. So when, let's say you went with a Pinnacle line feed and they take their price down, which you're right, they do considerably take their lines down because they're manual. They're with automation, they're manually trading. There's a trader covering every sport, and I'll give you NBA as an example. Their NBA lines come down every hour
Hmm.
at the bottom of the hour, 29 minutes, because they're looking at the NBA report. So they're pulling their NBA lines offline every hour at that time, checking the NBA report, putting them back up.
Hmm.
With that, meaning if let's say we use a single provider like Pinnacle, would our lines go down at the exact same time and then come back at the same time? They put it back up, or are you saying that they would go down but we wouldn't? And
They
that's
will
where we
go,
still
yeah, the lines will go down. We are receiving the takedowns as soon as they do. So yes, the lines will go down and they will go up as soon as they do. Um, but again, eh, there might be a case, it's not always, but it always happens that at some point probably we didn't receive one of the takedowns, for example.
gotcha.
But it doesn't happen often, but it can happen. So those are things that we have seen already with using just that one feed. We are in constant communication with the provider, reporting issues. They usually let us know when something is not going right so that we can take down the feed um, in a timely manner. But things happen, right? So if there is only
Sure.
one book on the weights, then that will be more problematic instead of if you have different sources at the moment.
Sure, and that, like you were saying before, like if it's a wrong price, meaning which can happen, they what we call fat fingering. So instead of putting minus 130, they're putting minus 1130 because they actually hit one twice, or uh, inputting the wrong favor when they're pricing games, which has happened many
Exactly.
times. You know,
Hmm.
putting Dolphins -8 instead of Ravens -8, and then which is quick, but still quick enough. Sometimes not noticed for a bit where we could take action and then we'd have to cancel.
Exactly. Yeah. Usually our system, again, in the regular line set that we use, we have settings in place so that if the line doesn't match with the other books, we do a consensus of all the books that we have weighted. And if something is not matching with the rest, the system just take that one out and keep the rest.
Sure,
Or
but
the system just remove the line so that we can go ahead and check. But just having one, that option will no longer be available. So we will have to rely on just one book.
how would that be different than, say, if I mean, let's say we were manually trading anyway, and we wanted to, we mispriced something, or for example, early market, like typically Bet Chris is one of the first books up. Where if
Mm-hmm.
let's say for our purposes here, we're saying we want to follow Bet Chris because we want to be up early, and they're the first book that goes up with prices, so we want to be tied into them and be one of the first ones up. So we would run into the same issues
Yeah.
in that case, then, correct?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. If we
Okay.
stick just to one book, what we usually do, for example, we have book counts. So let's say that for football, we have a book count of two. So we wait until we have two books on the weights so that the line comes up. Um, we can do it three or well, four is not. It's not a good thing, but we can do three, for example. So the system will wait until we have three books to put the line up. So the system does it automatically.
Okay. I
With
mean, in those cases, you're still going to run into some issues because I mean,
yeah,
like even if you do two books going like let's say for two, because a lot of times one of those books is copying the other one. So for
exactly.
example, Pinnacle I know for sure when they're pricing NHL or most sports, they're looking at Bet Chris and their pricing. So when Bet Chris has a wrong favorite, Pinnacle is going to have a wrong favorite. And even if we're looking at two books, both of them at the start are going to have wrong favorites, which means we are going to have wrong favorites. So there are going to be issues regardless of even if it's just one book or multiple books, depending on how many books we're looking at to price when we price.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, the risk is always there. So we always have a risk there. But usually, if just skipping one, the risk will be higher. We understand that might happen, and that had happened with any kind of feed because we've seen it on different feeds that actually happens. That's why we have all those settings in place to prevent that from happening from things that we've seen so far. And as you know, the market change, things change. So we are constantly changing the settings, constantly changing the directives that we have in order to prevent those issues. But the risk is higher when you have only one feed, right? So you can do it. Again, there's no problem. If that's what you need, it can be done. But it's always to have different options just to prevent issues. And of course, the market coverage will be lower. So there will be things that we might have that they will not be available on the Pinnacle feed.
Are you able to set certain sports up with just Pinnacle feed and then
even
so for that purpose, for what you were just saying, you're going to be limited on what because Pinnacle only offers so much. So we could set certain leagues, let's say NFL, NBA, major things to Pinnacle feed, and then the other smaller stuff, Padel, East. I mean, other volleyball we can set to Bet Radar or whoever where it uses multiple.
To what we have.
So we can set different sports to different feeds or multiple feeds on certain sports and one Pinnacle feed on other sports.
Yeah, that can be done, and it can even be done by market. So let's say that you want the Pinnacle increase on the money line and just Pinnacle on the spread and total. That can be done too.
Oh, okay.
So it can be done by sport league or even market. So that's no problem.
Okay. Now that's important because, like I said, I mean, if we're limited on product because it's Pinnacle and they don't offer a product, but being able to use that one feed for Pinnacle for things that we choose to going, hey, we like their football lines or basketball, their major sports, but they don't have the other stuff which we can tie into the other things. That's important that we can do both. At the same time. Okay.
Yeah, that for sure can be done.
Okay, and you could do that pretty seamlessly. Like if we were to just say, like, oh, we want NFL a Pinnacle feed, like NFL pre-match Pinnacle feed, and that could be done pretty easily, and it won't cause any problems or conflict with the other sports and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you already have a line set that Andy already set up. I would just have to double check with him if it was just set up for the line mover, or if it can be treated as any other line set, and we can go ahead and do the changes that you want. You can just let us know for this specific sport or this specific league, which is one Pinnacle. Then you can just let us know and we can make the changes. It's really fast to do them.
Yeah,
I believe you guys are already tied into the line manager chat group, so it'd probably be best to list out all the sports on what feed you want. Then the team could move that way, so it's all documented.
Yeah, very good to know. As we're just brainstorming right now, a lot of it is because of promotion, right? So we want to enter the market, the new market that we're going in. We want to offer discounted lines just to be attractive and just to get, customers and stuff like that. So we're just right now in the process of making certain decisions. How do we do this promotion? How do we do that? So, just looking into it at the moment. But yeah, okay, that's really good to know.
And also something to consider that I think Andy mentioned on the last meeting is that both books, the regular one and the Hodler, they are using the same line set. So if we make a change on one, the change will affect the other one, right? So
yes,
that will be for both of them.
Yeah, I mean that's basic. That's okay with us. That's actually what we want. But
okay, perfect.
But right now, with the hodler, because of the currency issue, that currency has to be MXN.
Uh-huh.
We are running into some confusion and some things that has to be uh, organized. So that's been a little bit of a problem. Is that have any problem? Like if hodler is MX and
No,
Hodlent is US dollar, they can still have the same feed.
yeah, they can still have the same feed. It doesn't have to. It doesn't affect the lines at the end.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Hmm.
And and Steve, as far as we still have to figure out the crypto wallets, right? Because um, man, with this Mexican pesos thing is brought up a whole new thing for us. Like I know that our like flash teller, like if they accept money and USD, when they release it, they have to release it in pesos. So the conversion, which they don't have set in place right now. All that we have to discuss that too.
Okay, let me talk to the dev guys. I'll talk to Scott as well to see if there's something internally that we can do to push it to MX. So it shouldn't be an issue, but I'll check for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm it's just something that we have to address.
Right.
We have to work on. I'm sure it could be done, but
what about the API that you have with oh God, I can't remember the name. The other
now payments.
Yeah, now payments.
Yeah, so I that's them too. I gotta talk to them. There's so many things that that has to be done because it's MXN. Like all the live dealers, all the casinos. A lot of times they have already a ways to do that, but it just takes a little bit of it to do. So we're paying attention to that.
Yeah,
right, so
let me check with the dev guys on that for sure, and then I'll get back to you and I'll see if there's a way internally that we can get that done for you.
Yeah, I'll give you a list of things. I think we've been working with Max Milano as well, the casino and live dealer stuff. So we're getting that done. So,
yeah, I was just talking to Mike about that before everybody jumped on. So I see the spreadsheet, and I'll go through the chat, and if there's any tickets that need to be made, I'll make the tickets so that Max can work on that.
Appreciate that. All right, Lisa. So back to you. So if we did discounted lines, whether we use Pinnacle feed or maybe we just set it at discount, like maybe we'll just put our big at NFL at -105 or something like that. So so you want to warn us that like if you did that, you're very limited in trading, right? Because you only have so much room.
Like the Pinnacle feed, you mean?
Yeah, or any discounted line.
Yeah, no, the discount is really easy. It can be just set up from the manager tools on the profile. So if you only want it for a specific profile or for all profiles, it can be done. It is much faster than do it on the line set. But you have the two options. Yes, it can be done from the manager tools as well. And so you can keep the feed that we have.
So let's say like like in ASI, right? Like if we put everybody at -107 line, the line moves accordingly, right? So does a backend line move like that if you put it at a discounted line?
No, it is no problem. If the market moves, the line will move accordingly and with the price that you set up on the manager tools.
It moves according to the percentage. So if it's -110, -110, and it was going to move 4 cents to -14 at 105, it would move to 107.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, good then. I think that's no problem. I think we have to discuss internally, see what we're going to do as far as offering discounted line, and we'll let you know whether we'll choose a Pinnacle feed or we'll just choose a lesser of a vig. That's something that will.
Yeah, just let us know. I actually just checked with Andy, and he told me that the line set is ready to be used. So whenever you decide to do the change or not, just let us know, and we can go ahead and proceed.
All right. Not sure if Randy wanted to go over anything else.
Any other questions or?
I just saw that the line manager, I saw your reply. I got it to say, I haven't had a chance to try and go and log in, but that should be up and running and operational for us.
It is, for example, the things that you requested, like to have different leagues selected at the same time, it is already available. The net exposure, the lines are already visible. I just made some requests, for example, to group them by sport so that they don't get mixed up, because I selected NBA and MLB and I couldn't find the MLB, and it was because it was mixed up with the NBA. And they are doing some changes on the line moves because I did some testing and it was not applying the changes. So they are working on it. As soon as that is ready, I'll let you know. The line history, however, might take a little bit longer because they have to figure it out the way they want to display that on the lines.
That's a big one, just because
Sure.
I mean, to be able to analyze players, you need to see, that's a big tool to show where the line was, how it moved. And then not only that, for a customer service point of view, if anyone has a canceled play for whatever reason, or we're canceling it, even for that reason you just said, we were talking about, if we use one line feed and someone enters, Pinnacle, let's say we're following the Pinnacle line feed and they input minus 1130 instead of minus 130, we have to be able to see what the price was and how, what it was supposed to be or how it was moved. So we can actually see, going with the line history, going, okay, it was minus 128, minus 129. And then all of a sudden it jumped to 1130. We can see that. And then it went back to 131. That's what the line history will also help with customer service. So
either way, we still have the line history on our side. So whenever that's what we usually do with other partners. Whenever they need like a line history, we can share it with them. We can provide you that information if needed. But yes, that was already included on the report, and we are waiting for the guys to.
That doesn't work as well because it'll be something I'll be using daily throughout the day. So to request it for each case it's not feasible. I can't go request, I need to see this, I need to see that. It's literally, I want to go in and see how a price moved, because when I come in the morning, let me see, how much we have this position on the Ravens game. Let me see why. Where'd the price go? I can't imagine trying to request every single line change for that many games and throughout a day. And I mean, it'll just be overwhelming.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, and then I'll talk to them about it again. And again, they said that they were thinking on a way to display it, so it doesn't show like run or anything. So as soon as they give me an answer, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else that I can help you?
Let me just, one more thing. Hang on, let me just check my notes for one thing.
Hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes. All right, good. Lisa, did we touch on the auto line moves?
That was, let me see. That is already set up. We just need to know which specific profile is going to move the lines, or if it is going to be from all profiles, and how much you want to move, so that we can set it up. But the line set is ready, so we can set it up whenever you let us know that is.
Okay, so for that, you guys do the setup, and then we just let you know.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's okay. I'm sure in a long run that we'll build out the backend system so that we can do it. But for now, I think it's okay if you guys could set it up, as long as it could be done. it's a basic tool that helps us protect ourselves. So I think that is one thing that's really important. So that's good to hear that it's functional.
Yeah,
I think we're
that's actually what we use on the other partners as well. It's coming from Baum. So I know that you saw it before.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were just missing the line set, but Andy told me that it's ready and good to go. So we just need that information in order to set it up.
Okay. So you
Okay.
just need percentages.
All
Okay.
I'll get the details. Whether what you have available is for the group or is for a profile or it's for a single player. See what's available.
Yeah, you can actually, what we usually do, we have tranches. So depending on the tranche that the profile is assigned to, it moves X amount of cents.
Yeah.
So you just need to set up, for example, a sharp profile, and let's say that from that profile is where you want to move aggressively, and then
That's where we'll have the standard profile with the tranches set for standard movement, and then
exactly.
the second profile will set the tranches differently for sharper action, where it'll move whatever cents we set it to. Instead of being 3 cents initial move on a limit play, we're going to set the sharp players to 6 cents in that tranche for
Correct.
that profile.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, good. All right. I think we're just we have some work to do. We're trying to get this thing, the last steps done, so that we can launch. We're still waiting on a couple of things, not just from Line Pros, but also from the regulators. So it's been it's a little crunch time for us, but I think we're at good pace.
Excellent.
All right.
Yeah, we are here to help. Whatever you need, just let us know, and we can help you out.
Appreciate that, Lisa.
You're very welcome.
So much. All right. Does anybody have anything else?
No, I went over everything.
I think I'm good.
Now.
Good for now.
Yeah.
All right. So after this call, let's discuss, Louis, what offerings we're gonna do for a discounted line.
Yep.
Maybe it's not always. We have to think of weigh out other options as well. So we'll do that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, thank you, Dan. Steve, we're still working on a few things. Thanks for working with us. I think we're working on the from the aggregators, the 568, and also Maximus. He's been helping us out with the third-party softwares, changing that to MXN.
I'll be speaking to first. I'm going to go through your whole conversation, make sure I don't miss anything, and then I'll talk to Max about everything.
Yep. Okay. All right. Another thing, Steve. Do you have other casino providers, especially with the live dealer games that?
I have something that I mentioned. So next week I should be going live with Evolution and Pragmatic Live. So all of these games will be they'll be like IP mask, so they can be used in any jurisdiction. So we're launching a ton. We do have other live providers, which I don't know if I can give you access to Bet Cheddar, so you can look at some of the other live dealers, and then I can talk to you about pricing, or you can talk with Joe. But either way, it's the same pricing that he would give you and I would give you. So.
Yeah, interesting. I'd love to take a look. I know that we have ton of games from this provider aggregator, but actually, for the Mexico region, there's only a handful that we can use. So maybe it'd be nice to look at what you guys have available.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the new ones that we're already integrating, they should be ready by the end of next week, I hope. and then and in that case, it will. I can send you a list of all of the games that they're actually integrating now, or the providers, and then I can give you a list of other providers that we already have integrated. And then I'll give you my demo account, and you can just go into better and check out some of these games.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem at all.
All right, guys. If there's not anything else, then I guess we're good for the day. All right. Sounds
Excellent.
good.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Lisa.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
You guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye. Thank you.